fabulous day out on the mountain bike today. I thought the wide tyres and good grip would help, and it certainly has in most cases, but came a cropper on this hill. It was absolutely slick ice. Fortunately I wasn't clipped in, but even putting my feet down, as you can see, over I went. Today I want to talk about pedal choice. I get asked quite a few times about clipless pedals. You know, clipless pedals, the one where you clipped in. It seems that most cyclists feel that they've really got to have clipless pedals to be a proper cyclist. And that's just not true. Apart from normal flat pedals, you have two main choices. Now I know there are lots of clipless pedal manufacturers out there, but just for the purpose of this and to keep it simple, there are two basic types. They're the Shimano SPD and the Shimano SPD SL. This is an SPD pedal, and you can see there's latching front and rear. You'll see that shortly on the cleat when I show you that. Also, there's this adjustment screw that allows you to adjust the tension of the pedal. The SPD cleat is a 2-bolt cleat, quite small, made of metal, but it fits under the level of the tread, so it makes it easy to walk. And this is how it looks fitted to the pedal. And you'll see a big difference here in the SL cleat. It's larger, triangular plastic, and it's a 3-bolt system. And this is how it looks on the shoe. You can see that it actually sits proud of the tread level, so it will wear as you walk. And here's the corresponding pedal. You can see it's a totally different design, but it does mean that the cleat covers the entire area of the pedal. And there you see it clipped into the actual pedal. Of course, the reason that most people use clipless pedals is to give them more efficiency on the pedal. If you are a very experienced rider and you're going for speed, you can actually use the upstroke of the pedal as well as the downstroke. So it does give more pedal efficiency. I'm not that type of cyclist, but I still enjoy clipless pedals because it does give me a form of security. I don't need to think about my feet on the pedals unless I'm stopping. Although clipless pedals can be a bit of a problem if you forget to unclip, I think they can also save you as well. And when I was recently knocked off by the car, my feet were still clipped into the pedals when I hit the ground, and I think that may have helped me. I think if my feet had have come out of the pedals, they could have got caught in the wheel, they could have gone at a funny angle, and I could have broken my leg. So I think in some ways it can help to stay clipped in. With this type of system, it's not a case of will you fall off, it's a case of how often you fall off and where you fall off. And unfortunately, it's usually at traffic lights where you'll give a great deal of entertainment to motorists that are behind you. But never mind, that's a rite of passage. Just hope you don't hurt yourself. The trick to using SPD pedals is anticipation. So what you need to do is when you think you might have to unclip, then just twist your foot sideways and get ready. Now what you can do is, particularly with mountain bikes, is have a double-sided pedal. It means if you're in a really technical part of the trail where you may have to put your feet down, you can just ride on the flat side of the pedal. This is an example on my mountain bike. Well, one trick I use is to actually ride on my heels so that the clips don't actually engage. And this is a way of getting through nasty bits where you might need to put your foot down. One thing you can do to help yourself and get yourself used to unclipping is to develop some muscle memory. And that means just sit on your bike, prop yourself up and clip in and out, I don't know, 20-30 times, and just to get used to the feeling. Keep the pedal adjusted to its lightest clip position. Your feet won't come out, but you'll actually easily be able to turn them sideways just to flip them out. And what you'll find is, as you come up to a junction, just remind yourself that you're clipped in. So as part of your approach to a junction where you're thinking about slowing down, you're thinking about traffic, you're thinking about what's behind you, just think, unclip, and you will soon find it will become second nature. I'm sure those of you that drive a manual car don't think about changing gear anymore. You just do it automatically, and that's how the clipping process is. But just like when you learn to drive, you've got to learn to unclip. Essentially, the SPD is mainly used by mountain bikers, and that's because the clip is actually recessed into the sole. It means that if you need to walk anywhere, you're not actually wearing out the cleat itself. This is my choice of clipless system because I need to do a fair bit of walking around. It also means that if you find yourself in a problem where you've got to walk home, which I have had before, at least you can walk in these shoes. Of course, you don't need clipless pedals. You can use normal flat pedals, and they can work just as well. The type of shoes you use can have a bearing on that. So to hear more about that, let me introduce you to one of our regular riders, Wendy.
Hi everybody. So I went onto clipless pedals a couple of years ago, and to be honest, I never really felt very comfortable with them. I'd read everything about them, I practiced lots, I made sure I clipped out early before junctions, but there were just occasions when you don't realise you're going to have to stop, and I ended up falling over quite a few times. Last one I broke my wrist, so I decided that's it, I'm not going to do clipless anymore. And I've gone on to some 510 shoes, which are recommended because you need shoes with a really strong base to them, so that you know your foot's not moving around too much, so they have a really solid base. And to be honest, I feel much happier. I don't sort of panic before every ride that I'm going to fall off, so I feel much happier when I go out on rides.
Yeah. So you're just using ordinary flat pedals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got sort of bobbly bits on them to give you a bit more grip.
Yeah.
And then the bottom of the shoes have got quite a good grip on them as well.
Oh yeah. So have you noticed any performance changes?
Absolutely none at all.
None at all?
No,
right.
None at all. No, it's made no difference at all.
Okay.
I can still just about get up the hills. I'll never be fast, but
No.
I can still get up
But
them.
you feel comfortable?
But I feel much happier. Yeah, it's
Good.
given me back my confidence, I think, if I'm honest.
So there you have it. That's just a very, very quick guide to pedal types. I hope it helps you. If you want to know more about these sort of pedals, there are much better videos than this one that you can search for. But I know when I first started cycling, I was a bit confused over pedal types, but now I know what I want. It does seem that most road cyclists do want to go for the SPD SL, and I think part of that is because they think they should do or have to. But unless you're a really competitive cyclist who wants to get every ounce out of each pedal stroke, then they're really not necessary, and sometimes they can be a hindrance. Well, I hope you found that useful. I know that many of our subscribers are experienced cyclists, so probably don't need that sort of information, but we also have a lot of our subscribers that are new to cycling, so I hope that helps them understand the types of pedals a bit more. I've had quite an interesting day. I've been to have my first COVID vaccination, and considering it's only the 12th of February and I'm only 68, I'm 68, it looks like they're quite ahead of the game. So the sooner we can all get this, the better. I have to say, the centre at Melton Mowbray that I went to was very well organised. I had the Pfizer vaccination and didn't even feel it. So if anyone's concerned about the process, it's very, very simple, well organised and absolutely pain-free. I don't know, I had it at what, 1:30, and it's now getting on for 9 o'clock in the evening and absolutely no side effects, so that's all good. I did say in the title of this video that I would talk about giveaways, and just a quick word about that really. Many channels give away items to their subscribers, and I want to do the same. I don't get anything supplied by manufacturers, so anything that I give to you I would have to buy. So when we get to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm well over halfway there now, and also a certain amount of viewing hours, and again I'm over halfway with that, YouTube will then monetize this channel. I wouldn't think it's very much, but what I do get, I would like to use some of that to buy giveaways for yourselves. Now I'm going to do that slightly differently to others in that I'm not going to give any forewarning, because I think if I do that, I'm going to have lots of people subscribe just to try and get their hands on a giveaway. I want to do the opposite to insurance companies, and I want to be loyal to my existing subscribers. And thank you for being with me and sticking with me. The first you'll know about a draw is when we include it in the video. So, for example, you could be watching a video, I announce at the beginning that there'll be a draw taking place, and you'll see that draw on screen so you can see who's won. And obviously then those people email me and we'll sort out getting the gifts to them. I think given the situation at the moment, I'm going to have to restrict that to UK people only, if you don't mind, purely because with the situation with customs and what have you, I think it's going to be easier to do it that way. I don't want anyone to receive a gift and then have to pay for it. So I'll keep you in touch on that, but any of you that are subscribed before that date will actually go into that system, and hopefully you'll get some gifts. So until next time, thanks for joining me. Please hit like and subscribe, and if you know anyone else that could benefit from these videos or may just like a bit of entertainment in these difficult times, then please share. So thanks, and see you next time.